Okay, so we are back with part 3. So we're going to make a few customizations. So Jillian, I've taken your suggestion. I think it was yours. If not, please correct me. So I've put a little item up at the bottom of the week 5 folder, which you can grab. There's a placeholder image. So on our list of products, what we could do is we could display this placeholder image if there is no image attached. Yeah, this is from an old Microsoft tutorial. It's not my beautiful artwork. So what we'll do is in our index view, we'll say if the image is null, we want to display this little placeholder.gif instead. Okay, so download a copy of this. So I'm going to just save this. And I'm going to save it into my IMG www root folder in the project. So way down in www root, IMG, product uploads, I'm going to save this file here. So you can grab it from Blackboard. And then if we go to our index view, I can add an else on line 51. So if our image is null, we'll use our placeholder and again, I'll use the same class. So regardless of whether it's a placeholder or a real image, it'll display at 75 pixels. Okay. So I'm going to add that, and let's see what effect that has on our index method. So now we get these little placeholder images that say sample for any product that we haven't uploaded an image to. See how responsive I am to your suggestions? It was a great idea to use the placeholder. Fortunately, I already had the image from Microsoft. Okay, so let's do a few more kind of tweaks to the site. Some of the things I'd like to do is I want to change the default font. I want to go and find a couple of matching colors, change the navigation bar, as well as change the standard link color throughout the site. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do to go find, actually, we'll change the default font first. So I'll go and find maybe a font, a Google font. I'm going to go to fonts.google.com. I'm going to pick a font I like. Doesn't really matter. Maybe I'll use this Commissioner font. So I'll click on that. And I'll scroll down to the regular 400 and say, select this style. I don't want to download it. I'm going to click on Embed. So it gives me a link to put into the layout file. And then it tells us what to add to our CSS. So I'm going to copy this link. I'll put it in the chat, but you don't have to use this font. You can use a different one if you want. I'm going to go to my layout file. And in the header, above our existing CSS links, I'll add a link here. And then I want to set Commissioner as the default font for the entire site. So we could do this in our site.css file. So I'll open up that file. And in the body tag, which is already here on line 61, I'll set the default font family as Commissioner. 2 M's, 2 S's. So that goes in my body tag. So if I refresh my site now, should get different font. Let's check that. Yeah, so now my font is different. You can see there's our default font. Font is changed by using the Google font. So I link to it in my layout file, and I change the default font in my site.css. I also want to change a few colors around. So the best place to go for colors, I find, or one good useful place, is to go to Google's design resources, which is the materialpalette.com. So what I want to do here is pick a couple of complementary colors, and then Google will actually give me the hex value that I can use. So maybe I'll pick, I don't know, something like, let's say maybe I want a, I want yellow, and I want a blue palette. Nah, I don't like those colors. Yellow and a blue gray. Sure, you can pick anything you like, but I want maybe one light color and one dark color. I'll maybe pick an indigo and a yellow. So I'm going to use this dark primary color for the links, but I want my nav bar to be this yellow. So I'm going to click on my accent color. It actually copies the hex value right to my clipboard. And then I'm going to override the navigation bar. So I'm going to set my nav bar light, and we'll set the background color to this hex value. And then I'm going to change all my anchor tags. I want to change the color from this blue. I'm going to go back and use the primary color. So maybe I'll use the dark, I'll use the primary color from my material palette. Yep. You can do that as well. So now I'm going to use dark, kind of a dark indigo color for my links. Yellow color for my nav bar. And in my layout file, I have to remove one class. On line 14, here's our nav bar. It uses that nav bar light, so it'll use that yellow color, but it also has this BG white class, which is making the background of the nav bar white. So I'm going to take out that BG white definition. And then I'll go and refresh my site in my private browser. So now my nav bar is yellow and all my links are this indigo color. Change the font. I could even change, maybe I want to change my table. So instead of the default gray, that alternating background color is using the light primary color from our palette. So I'll click on this color. And now I need to inspect my element to see what class I want to overwrite. See if I can find our class here. So that'd be in our TR tag. So it would be this class here. So in my table striped, it's the odd number rows. So if I copy that, and I'm going to replace the gray color with this more purpley gray. So I set the navbar light in the CSS. You can see that here, line 78. And in my layout file, I removed bg-white from the nav tag. There's lots of classes here. One of them that was there by default was bg-white. I removed it. Excuse me. So now I get more of a purpley color that goes with my theme in my alternating background colors. I'll show you one other quick trick. So you can customize any classes you like. You can override anything in the Bootstrap definition. The one other thing I'll do quickly is maybe I want to generate a quick logo using our color palette. So here's a site you can use for that. Free logo maker. Whoops. They want you to pay for the logo if it's for commercial use. But ours isn't, so I'll go ahead and just make I'll put in my company name. This is, let's say, fashion is the category. So it gives me some different templates. I'll just pick a couple of them. And then it's going to give me some, okay, well, we like purple and we like yellow. And I can customize these to match the colors in our CSS. Okay, we want clothing. Then it'll suggest a bunch of logos to us. And then I'm going to pick one and I'm going to include it. I'll just continue as a guest here. Can't say I like very many of these, but I should probably just pick one. Okay, I'll just go with this one. And then I could actually add the colors in from our style sheet. So I'll maybe want a yellow version, yellow background with purple. Anyway, this site's kind of hanging on me, so I may not get to finish this right now. But it should give me the ability to download a logo. I'm not sure why this site's so sluggish. Usually it's pretty quick, but I should be able to put in my colors, save the logo, and then I could add it to my nav bar. But I hear my processor chugging away. Maybe it's not working so well with my recording and live stream, my recording. Trying to get to the palette so I can change the colors. Not letting me do it right now. Okay, I may have to leave it there. So you could go around, play around with a logo. You could do this for your assignment. So now your site's starting to look more like its own unique site. It looks less like the Visual Studio scaffold because we've got a color palette, we've got the font. Obviously, having our own logo is going to help as well. Okay, so you should have the tools that you need now to finish your assignment in terms of scaffolding, and then taking what you get from the scaffold, improving the look of it, and also improving the functionality by modifying your models, your controllers, and your views. Okay, I'm going to leave my logo for now. Too frustrating to get this to complete right now. I'm going to push my changes up to GitHub. And then next week, what we want to start looking at is adding that authentication piece around this. So how do we control access to the categories and products? And then how do we make other public pages for our customers? So I'm going to push everything up to GitHub now. If you have questions, I can stick around in the WebEx room for a little bit if you need help. If not, have a great week, and I will see you next week. Okay, yes to both. So let me push these changes and I will address both of those things.